Hey, welcome to Bloodlines and Bottom Lines, where we are family, but we don't always agree. Well, it's just the two of us today. I'm DJ, the
Yes.
little cousin.
And I'm Ife, the big cousin, aka Big Sis Zillennial. So today we are reviewing the Housewives of Atlanta, episode 12. Now I thought it was the finale, but they tricked us and added an extra episode. So here we go. So it started off with Cynthia doing a little one tell that. Okay, she done went back and she's talking to Angela about what her and Shamea said. I don't really like that. It's given Two Face. It's not giving mediator because I feel like the Kiki was not in Shamea's favor. But that was me. I was like, you're gonna talk to right now one of Shamea's nemesis about her personal business, telling her, what her mom's sick, and have stuff going on. I was like, is she thinking that's gonna make Angela softer towards Shamea? She's just giving her another bone to carry, in my opinion. What you thought about that move?
I ain't really been caring for Cynthia this season, to be honest, because she's been under Portia's behind, and every person that is on the opposite side of Portia, she has been kind of trying. I'm gonna be the mediator, but really not. And it's you're trying to give. You're in the middle, but you're clearly you picked a side, and clearly you telling Angela stuff that. Why are you going and telling Angela stuff knowing that Angela and Shamia are not cool? Like that didn't make sense to me. And you trying to
Yeah.
be cool and peacemaker. That made no sense. Like
Yeah.
you
It was just giving shady and backstabber. Like, so she should not feel no type of way when reunion time come if Shania is looking at her like, girl, like I thought we was cool, but like why would you do that? You have no way to excuse. You can't say, oh, I figured if I told her what was going on, I didn't tell you to do that. So now I know moving forward, I'm not saying shit to you. Like, point blank period. Lesson learned, won't do that. I said I don't feel that Shamia is afraid to say what she wants to say. I think she's conscientious about what she's saying, and there's a difference. I just want them to do everything on TV, and some stuff is just they just want everybody to do everything on TV. Angela in particular, like she wants everything to be addressed on TV. I can give you the majority of my reality without giving you like all of my extremely personal details. So do you feel like Shamia is scared?
scared to put stuff on TV? I don't think so.
No, it
Because
sounds like they feel like she's scared to speak up about stuff. Like she's scared to talk up. Like, last season, the whole issue and part of how it even became beef, I think, between Shamia and Portia was that Angela was one of the main ones saying, like, your friend doesn't feel like she could say anything to you. Like, speak up for yourself. So that whole narrative they're trying to run with that, like, Shamia doesn't like speak up for herself.
I say yes. I say it
Okay.
has gotten better this season. Her backbone is getting stronger this season, but I do feel like Shamia don't want to bring stuff to the forefront, and she has misguided anger towards people, and it's like your issue is with this person, and you don't want, and you're not saying it, or you got stuff going on that you need to speak about, and you not, and so it's given very much. I don't want to say certain things, and it's like, but why not?
But I feel like I would be like that in that situation too. So that's why I feel like it's just being conscientious or being mature. Like I don't need to say everything at every time. Now, if unless she never says it, right? So if I'm never saying it, or if I'm saying it to this person, this person, this person, but I can't say it to you, then that's giving scared. But I don't feel. I feel like last season she did not want to talk about what was going on with Portia. And I think because there's a chance that I could lose this friendship, that things could go sideways. I think she was calculating the cost. Like, what would me saying this do? And she knew her friend was in a vulnerable place. I feel like she was conscientiously making a choice. Like, it's not that I'm not gonna say something to her, it's that I don't need to say it in this moment, and I don't need to do it on TV. Y'all want me to do it on TV because you want it to be televised, but not every conversation needs to be for television, on reality or not. So I think I don't feel like she's scared. I feel like she's making a choice. But I mean, in later commentary, it is given, well, maybe you didn't want to say it. I'm not necessarily scared, or maybe my scared is like fearful. Maybe you don't want those. She's thinking about what the consequence of me saying this could be and deciding if it's a good idea or not, which more of them need to do that.
Yeah, and
So
I feel like, hey, I'm a very tit for tat person from what I've been told about me. But I feel like if they don't got no problem not be saying stuff, and whatever the consequences are, they don't have nobody had no problem doing that to Shamea. So Shamea shouldn't have an issue. Like when it came down to the Portia situation and her being scared to talk to Portia. I mean, I have a
yeah,
friend like that where I'm like nervous to say certain stuff to her because I don't like where the conversation will go if I would say it. But at the same
yeah,
time, with Portia and your friendship, that friendship was over. And you being cognizant of what to say, and when you finally
mhm,
said it, and Portia looked dead in the face when you said it to her, that relationship was
mhm.
over. So at this point, it's really no point to be fearful of or be calculated of. Oh, what are the consequences if I say this? Because don't nobody feel do that to you. So balls to the wall.
Yeah,
Say
but
what you got to say.
it's kind of just because you acting that way don't mean I have to come down to your level. Now, are there times when they go low, I'm going down with you? Okay, yes. It really just you got to get some people in that mood, and I feel like I wouldn't necessarily be that type of person. Like you can say, but I also don't feel like I will be scared to say what I need to say. But I'm also not. It's not a conversation that everyone is privy to. But I do not said that to you. It's not a conversation you need to be part of. So I'm not doing it here. I will talk to my friends when I'm ready to. You did not speak up for me. You one barely know me. So why you feel you need to speak on my behalf? My mouth works very well, and I don't need you speaking for me. We've had this friendship for all of these years. Now, what I didn't like, of course, with the whole Portia thing, with that going on, is you too much into this reality show. So now you don't let what these other people saying get in your ear. Now you feeling some type of way. And now we can't get down to what really was the issue. So I said, I guess DJ was right. Portia took him. Oh, so the next thing, because we can finish with that. The next thing was I think her telling her mama that Dennis had given Portia telling her mother she was at the house in
Mm-hmm.
Duluth that sold that Dennis had given her the ring. So I said, I guess DJ was right. Portia took him giving the ring back as if he wanted her to choose him right now. I just thought he was tired of waiting for her, so he was just giving the ring back. I was like, damn, I guess you kind of chase. He said he got tired of chasing you. You're not picking anybody, but it feels like um you're not giving yourself time to actually be single. So she was like, I'm picking me. Are you though? Because if you're picking you, be with you by yourself. You always in some relationship. Like I feel like you're giving single adjacent. You're not really giving single. Yes, single is dating, but you're dating. I don't know. It should be like it should be a more carefree dating. I don't feel like you should be dating on the show. Like, you can be let it know you're dating, but while they're coming on the show, it's giving more seriousness. So that's the part that's like, no. So I was like, but that's what she really needs. She needs some time to herself, by herself. But what you think?
Portia don't know how to be by herself.
Clearly not, because she
Portia
ain't did it yet.
Portia likes attention, and the only reason I can call it out is because hello pot I'm kettle. At the end of the day, it's like Portia likes to be wanted. Portia enjoys
Okay.
the fact that these people want to wipe her up. Oh, I'm single, but I'm wifey material. First,
Yeah.
you like that people put you on that pedestal of I want to wipe her, but you over here like saying no, I don't want to be da 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 da. At the end of the day, just be single and just be by yourself. Be okay with not getting the attention, but Portia don't know how to be okay with not getting the attention. And again, I say, with that being said, Portia was still fucking with Dennis. Dennis and Portia was still fucking because you wouldn't have gotten that emotional if he gave when he gave you that ring if y'all won't still doing what y'all was doing, and he wouldn't
Yes, you
feel the
were
type
right.
of
You were
way
right.
to keep going over there and be so yeah we co-parenting, but he was too comfortable, and the way y'all talking to one another, y'all was still fucking from time to time.
You're right. You're right. The random pop ups and giving jealous energy. Even when it went back to Simon, it was jealous energy even back to then. So I even then I remember thinking for that little mini show, whatever she had or spinoff, like, why he so mad? Like y'all been not messing with each other. But I just figured like he was just jealous. But like, yeah, we still have this energy now. Like, don't you have a whole girlfriend? Like, why are you and yeah, y'all comfortable in the car? Like, yeah, it's giving more than co-parents. So I would agree. It is saying we each other sneaky link or some more was going on. Because I didn't get why that reaction was so visceral too. Like, why would you give that to me now? And I'm thinking, he's just giving you the ring. Like, what did you want him to do with it? I'm just confused. Like, if you would feel some type of way if he did give it to someone else too. So besides your daughter. Like, so what do you want him to do with the ring? I think it's actually I thought it was a nice gesture. He's willing to give it to you because he paid money for that ring. And I'm sure it won't cheap. So yeah, but that made it make more sense. I was like, yeah, it is giving y'all was something else was going on. And
She
then
likes to be
Portia was,
wanted. She
well, this is
enjoys
my
being
thing.
wanted.
I get getting attention because when I go out, I like to look nice, right? So I have my like little cute workout outfit on today because I like to look nice too. So I get getting attention in that way. And that is a way where you will feel wanted, but you still go home and be by yourself. You don't have to be doing these extra things. You know you cute. So it doesn't need to be or to just go on a very casual date and like her sister said, you needed it to be very superficial. And therefore they wouldn't have been on the show. And whether that was men or women or whatever the case, you could have showed like I'm going on a date tonight. And it could have been like somebody in the background, like one, date two, date three. But then you also show I'm going home by myself. Like I'm not sleeping with all these people. Like I'm just dating. And then that would give more single. You giving not that. You're giving like you trying to be in full on relationships with these people and you talking about a lot of future things with these people and you just got out of a divorce. So why would you already now be thinking about that? You need to give your mind time to settle. Like it didn't get any chance to like really get an understanding of what even happened in the last scenario. You keep jumping into these relationships so quickly and that's why you have been where you've been. So let's stop it. So, anywho, then she was saying, I'm premenopausal. No, bitch, you Perry. Okay. Join the club. We in the same age range group. We Perry menopausal. Okay. After 35. And that was a while ago, right? Under 35 is pre. We ain't pre. We ain't been there for a while. So I says, me too. Perry is the word. But you know she's not a wordsmith. Um, okay, so then the next scene was Angela and her daughter. I think her daughter's name is Amari.
Mm-hmm.
And they just can't seem to get on the same page. So I was like, that would be frustrating when you just can't quite get on the same page with your daughter. Because I think that was the counseling session maybe that they had. I say she feels like Angela feels like she can't explain. Oh, excuse me. Actually, Amari felt like she can't explain why she didn't want to tell her mom, and that it could be her age, but I don't think she's. It doesn't seem like she's able to articulate the why to why she couldn't tell her mom, or really the why to why she doesn't want to tell her siblings. Even though y'all are talking about it openly, so clearly your brother knows now. Plus, he's 11. He probably figured something out. Like
Right.
they're a little closer than best friends are. Me and my best friends aren't that close. They with each other all the time. They live together, but he done figure something out anyway. Um, and I said I didn't really hear an explanation given. Um, and about it. And then I said, I don't see why she doesn't want to tell her siblings or why she doesn't want her siblings to know. And then she doesn't want her mom, doesn't want to talk to her mom. It just doesn't make sense why she's being so closed off about all of it. It just, I don't know, it's weird. I was like, I think she honestly just doesn't fully know herself. That's what it feels like. Like she needs to have her own personal sessions to figure out why. Because she then said later on in the confessional, if she was married to a man, she wouldn't have any problem saying that. Then why do you have a problem saying you're married to a woman? Clearly you like being married to a woman and there's no problem with that. So why are you having a problem saying that? So I don't know.
It
What you think about that?
so it's a couple things. So personal note, I'm talking to a guy and he
Mhm.
has said in so many words, he didn't necessarily like being gay either. So that's the thing. it's funny. It looks crazy, but and it sounds crazy. But if you like, in I guess in the grand scheme of things, if you the black community is just coming around to everybody being gay. Let's be honest.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, if you've been raised all your life and hearing and that's been a bad thing, or maybe your parent didn't say it, but you're privy to conversations and people
Mm-hmm.
talking about gay people and people, just it's just deemed this terrible thing. Of
Yeah.
course, you have to learn to be okay with it, but you can kind of learn to be okay with some aspects of it, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not okay with who you are as being gay. So there's still some homophobic attributes to it that you have within yourself that you have to deal with, and people don't always deal with it. That's one. Now,
Okay, because
two,
that's what I was thinking. She seems ashamed of it, almost like I won't say a self hate, but like you're
it
saying,
is.
kind of like you almost like you don't like that part of yourself, but that is you. Like no one's
Yeah.
forcing you, so no, it's not. That's why I'm like, it doesn't make sense. That is you. So what? Okay, so continue. You giving some
So
insights.
and going back into it, because people also feel like gay is a choice. Some people choose be like, oh yeah, the niggas ain't work, so now I'm gonna try to go with a girl or what have you. So that part could be a choice. But
Hmm.
this gay thing and this, being in the you can it's not like what we can cut on and cut off. If that
Yeah.
it's not. So in a sense, yeah, there's a piece that is like, well, shoot, it is what it is. I don't necessarily like it. So that's that piece of it. Now going
Okay.
back to Angela and their dynamic, I
Hmm.
feel like she began to say it and Angela cut her off. Or maybe though that's the way the editing made it look to see. But
Hmm.
it get right when she began to open up a little bit, Angela cut her off. And it's like, well, she's not gonna be able to talk if you're gonna cut her off every 5 minutes when she begins to say something. So I feel like
Okay.
that could be an attribute of it. I don't think it may have to do with homophobia when it comes down to Angela, but I feel
Hmm.
like it may be a little bit bigger than that when it comes down to them, because it's like, if you don't allow me to open up how I'm going to talk to you, so that could
Okay.
be a piece.
Well, I felt like when she cut her off, she was as kind of defensive. Like in the moment that she was saying that, well, one, her mom had said a whole lot. So of course Amari's looking there like, what are you talking about? So she was making all sorts of faces. Amari was while her mom was talking.
Right.
Plus her mom was talking to the therapist, but at her daughter, like what you're saying, you hope for the a session was a bit much. That you should have just been like, I hope we can just get on the same page about this.
Right.
The things you said was extra, Angela. So I got why she was giving her side eye. So I felt like she kind of tried to cut off some of what she was saying because then her daughter was saying like, I can never talk to her and I can never get these things out. And it's like, well, wait. Because now you're making it a me thing that why you can't do it. So why can't you? So I felt like that was the cutoff. It's more like a why are you saying you can't talk to me when we talk? So if we talk, then why you can't talk to me? So I wasn't understanding that. But then I think they got down to, I think they did get some resolve. They obviously didn't show the nooks and crannies of the session. It seemed like they ended kind of, both agreeing and smiling, like, yeah, we do need to have another session. So maybe they got somewhere. And I think in acknowledging that, the grandma slash mom was really a big part of their communication
Hmm.
dynamic, that was, more that realization. Not that they probably didn't know it to some degree before, but like knowing it when that person is living and feeling it when they're not there, you realize, oh, like I knew that you were the go between, but like I didn't think that we couldn't communicate if you weren't here at all.
Mm.
And that's where right now it's given that they just do not speak each other's language and have gotten used to having a third party be their intermediate. And now she's not there to do that. So I'm hoping they can get on the same page. And like I said, I think that Amari needs her own sessions because I think that's why she's having such this big objection to um womaning up to some degree and, telling your siblings or even just to verbalize it. It seems like that's an issue for her to say it. I do think it's weird where Angela, and maybe Angela's not realizing it's coming across like this, where you're saying, you want to be a child in my home, but then a grown woman over here. Well, what about me as being a child in your home? When I'm always going to be a child, so I could never not be that. But maybe because she doesn't want to be mature, or not even be mature, but own up in this conversation. I guess that's why she's having that descriptor for her daughter, that she wants to be a child in my house, but a woman in her home.
I hate
Did you
that.
feel like that was
That gets on
offensive?
that gets on my nerves. That gets
Yeah, I
on
was
my
like,
nerves
what?
when people say that. It's because at the end of the day, it's not that you don't allow me to be an adult. You want me to stay in this child's place, and then when you go and say, "Oh, you want to be grown over here, but then want to be a child here," at the end of the day, you allow me to be a kid, and you don't see me as otherwise when I'm here. So for you to say that is such a double-edged sword, because you don't want me to grow up in your eyes. You're going to always see me as your baby, and you're going to always allow me to ask you, can I do this, or can you do that, or can you help me? And then when I'm on my own, at this point, I have no choice but to be grown when I'm on my own. So
Yeah.
ultimately, you did that, Angela, not her.
I mean, true, because I was just like, I don't really feel like that's being the case. It feels like she's having very, like, except for, like I said, this one situation, it does seem like she's having adult conversations with you. It doesn't seem like, it looks like, you all are just kind of the stage you would be at when you're a grown woman and with your mother, where you're more in that friendly zone. So I was just like, why is she saying that? But like I said, I think it's because she doesn't want to own up and carry out this conversation that her mom really wants her to have. And so then we move on, and so it was Portia. I said, "She's not talking to the wigs." And that guy personality, she's talking about, "Oh, you giving me side eye." I thought that was too funny. I said, "Oh, do you talk to your wigs?"
No.
I don't talk to mine either. They sit in the closet, and I might say, "We're gonna wear you today." That's about it. They don't respond. They don't be like, "Yeah, I'm wearing me." It's none of that. So
I mean,
that's
I
why I was
will
like,
be like, if it tangle up a little bit, oh, you acting up on me today? Like, it might be a little bit of that, but
but they don't be talking back.
oh,
You just be like, "Oh, that's how we acting today. Okay, I see what you. I see how you moving." But I said, now she's talking to him. Um, then I thought it was too funny, comical. In fact, now Simon gonna pull her sponsorship from Nigeria. Nigga, I can still go. Whether you do me as a sponsor, that's for citizenship. She can still go, because that's why I was like, why Drew trying to be funny? You banned from Nigeria. I was like, how she get banned from Nigeria? That would mean the prime minister or the president of the country would have to say you're like, can't
right.
come. Pulling sponsorship is very different than being banned. And I was like, and he just did that to be vengeful, because
He just
I
mad
don't
because he
need
can't come
his
over here.
sponsorship. That part. So I'm pulling hers. Well, you can't come over here. No, I pulled yours first. You pulled your own, okay, when you decide to come over here and be fraudulent and things and be a scammer. All right. So yeah, I just thought that was crazy. So Portia then was talking about Drew. She was like, "Girl, you don't know how to eat chicken. So do you eat the gristle off your chicken?"
You've seen me eat the gristle off my chicken. Yes, I do.
I do not. So I eat the chicken more like Drew. Now, she left a little bit more meat on her bones than I do, but I'm not eating the gristle. I never liked it. It just feels like hard stuff in my mouth, and I'm not.
Let that chicken be seasoned up good and let the sauce be hidden. I'm eating the whole chicken and the bone will be clean when I'm done.
Mm-mm. Now, I mostly clean. I mean, my plate will mostly be bones with the gristle on it. I'm not eating the gristle. I have never eaten the gristle. It's never been. I don't like that texture in my mouth. It's real chewy. It's hard. Well, not chewy. It's actually hard. I don't like the texture. So I said, I guess I don't need to, my black card is pulled for that, or I don't eat chicken right, but I be effing up the chicken. Now I was like, you do got to pull it apart. That part you do got to do. So yes, get that meat off that bone, mess up the other side. Yes, we can do the flats that way, but outside of that, I'm not doing no gristle. All right. So I said, well, that counseling session seemed like it helped them. We didn't get to hear the nooks and crannies, but I figured grandma, mother being gone played a role in their dynamic. I hope they figure it out. Okay. So then the next thing was Think Angie and Cynthia met up. So,
Wait. We didn't get to because Portia gave Drew the sponsorship for not the
oh
sponsorship,
yeah,
but the line for the wig. Now I thought that was hilarious because last season you just was having a conniption fit that the girl was doing a photo shoot for your hair company, but now you want to give her a whole collection? Okay,
yeah, I
girl.
thought that was funny too. I was like, oh, how the tables have turned or what difference a year makes. I mean, and Drew obviously spoke to that too, like, oh, well, last year he wasn't feeling me doing nothing. So I'm gonna have my people talk to your people and we're gonna make sure we get everything in order first because I ain't finna do nothing extra because you ain't coming at me again about your hair when all I was trying to do was help and do, what I had agreed to do. But yeah, I mean, it was still a little extra last year that Drew was doing. However, if it's gonna make your product look better, why do you care? She didn't ask you to pay for
And it took me out every time Drew be like, "I'm gonna have my people call your people." That take me out every time. Who? Why you got? Girl, listen, you be trying to make yourself sound so big,
it.
ma'am.
So big. And it
Yo,
sounded like don't nobody call nobody because then you got to the whole thing and this stuff just not panning out because it seemed like there was no reading happening. Was it that her people didn't contact your people? Was it that you read it and y'all didn't come to no agreement? Because what all has to happen for you? Or maybe she decided she didn't want her audition publicized. Not publicized, televised. I'll do the audition, but it's not going to be on TV. Is that what happened with the whole Pinky and that I can't remember what the Rosewood um pilot shooting or whatever casting was going on. So I was just like, yeah, you always be doing too much, Drew.
it's
Again, very
given.
dramatic.
It's given. It's too many people to call, and the message is getting lost. Cause you got 100,000 people on your team, and the
That is
message still
true.
ain't getting back to you. So the message is being mishandled, and stuff ain't being handled. You need to get a new team talking about some my people gonna call your people. Girl, the people ain't the phone is off over there.
That is true. That is true. Well, I did. So now we can go on to the Cynthia Bowl. So Cynthia Bowl last year, I think was held. I don't remember what happened at it exactly, but anywho, they decided to call it Maggie Madness. I think after her mom Maggie, and so she
Mm-hmm.
loved March Madness. So of course, it's a little play on words. They're doing a little 5-on-5 tournament. I thought it was cute that they had Charles playing the referee. Did you like that whole idea? Just the
Yeah, it
premise
was
of all
cute.
of it. Mm.
It was real cute.
Now them names was shady, but we'll
They
talk
was
about those
not.
in a minute.
They
They
won't.
was
They
a
want all
little,
that.
they was a little, well, some was a little shady. I was like, who had enough people. All she had to do was invite half her assistants. Drew, just like you're talking about. She just said, half of y'all off today, the other half I need y'all go holler at me at this game here. Because I was just like, yeah, what's going on here? But I thought Chatty Patty was cute for that team name. Um, but who was Team Delulu?
I can't remember, but I feel like
It
the
wasn't one
name.
she said out loud, but it was on the list. And I was like, who's Delulu? Like it was on the little breakdown of like who. So it was Delulu, then Fangie was Angie's team name. So I was like, oh, that was a cute-ish play on words. I thought it was funny when they were doing the huddle. And Piggy said, what's the secret word gonna be? Or the secret code gonna be? And the one guy said, help. And Charles talking about, did they know we was playing basketball? And she was like, Angela was like, they don't have a heavyweight division. He said, you have to have energy. You can't be taking a break for an apple in the orange.
I thought
Don't
that
be
was funny.
assuming that all big people are not fit. Exercise or shape and size do not always equate to fitness. Now, a lot of fit people are smaller, but there's some thickums who are
I ain't
fit.
seen a thick basketball player though.
That part is true, but they was just playing like street ball. And now these ones might not be able to defend what I'm saying because they be eating them steak and cheese a little too much. But there are plenty of people. I've had patients who are bigger 300 pounds and they a fitness instructor. So you have some bigger people who are fit and could run up and down. You have dancers who are thick, so let's not be making assumptions. No fat shaming.
No,
All right.
no fat shaming over here. Cause you had
Not
to be
from
two
you.
something to do something over here. But
Not from you. I'm talking
huh?
not who something to do something. I heard what you said there. Sneak it on in there. Um,
But I'm saying I ain't never seen no thick basketball player before.
yeah, you're right. Cause Paul Pierce was he was a little thickums, but he still wasn't that big. And then Zion, he's more muscular, but he's not thick in the stomach. They was
I
well,
have
they
not
they literally had big back.
football players, yes, but I've
Yeah.
never seen a thick basketball player ever.
That's what
Now,
Charles was talking to. It's because it's the elite level. There probably are some thicker basketball players who play like, rec ball and stuff that we don't see. But like I said, these gentlemen just were not actually it. Um, Now, once they started playing, what happened? How Angela even fall? I was like, did she fall down on purpose? Did she trip over those big old feet? What happened?
I I
I
don't
was like, what?
how she fell.
I think she tripped over her feet. I'm not even joking. Because I
Cause
looked at it
nobody
twice
pushed
and I
her. Cause it
said,
wasn't like yeah,
there wasn't
nobody
people
pushed
going
her.
after the ball. It was hardly anybody there. She just barely got the ball. And I was like, how did she fall? Then you looking at your husband like, you didn't come and help me. I said, what? How you gonna be clumsy and talking smack? No, girl, that don't go together. All right. So I was like, I thought she was going, oh, excuse me. So then the next thing was showing, what did she call her team? Um, what was Kelly's team called?
Cause K
You remember?
Michelle's group was the Blind Ops.
Yeah.
Shamea was Sasquatch. Kelly
It was
was
food related.
what was Kelly's name?
It wasn't clever. All right. Well, it was something whack because we don't even remember. So anyway, um, so I was gonna say Kelly, little Miss Kelly, whatever her team was, but why? So when she came out with the socks on in the heels, it looked crazy anyway. But I was like, okay, so she want to keep heels on because she's short. I just knew she was gonna put some sneakers on. When she came on that basketball court, girl, what you finna
I said,
do?
you better
And then you bounce the ball 4 times, and then someone steals the ball, and yeah, I was like, sir, get somebody else on the court. Girl, cut it out.
to
Well,
do
what is
like K
this?
Michelle
You
did and
making it
have
look
somebody
bad
play
for
for
girls.
her.
Exactly. She should have. Because you couldn't play a lick. It looked beyond a girl playing basketball. Like when you think of not girls like who can play basketball, when you
Yeah.
think of a girl, like a girly girl playing basketball, that's what it was given. I was just like, it's just too much. I did not love it.
All
Um,
on that basketball
but
court messing them people caught up with them shoes on.
thought that too. I was like, they probably like, she'll get some stilettos off of this court. We're gonna charge extra. I said, well, fans you won, but it won't cause Angie was playing, cause that's the only reason they won, cause she won't playing. Cause she cheated. She got actual ball players on her team. She said, I ain't come to play with y'all. I came to win. Angie's team had like 3 actual players. I don't think they was necessarily NBA players, but like they was I think stronger than everybody else who came. So Cynthia was like, or maybe that's who Delulu was. Cynthia just brought her boyfriend and I think she said her stylist or somebody. Girl, where your team at?
Mm-hmm.
One, you supposed to have 5 people. Why you got 2? That ain't enough. But
I won't
anyway,
mad at Angela for bringing the basketball players because I would do the same thing. Hell.
I mean, if you got those resources and it's a basketball thing, why not? But I just was like, now why Messy Angela gonna finish off her event with mess? I was like, girl, you ain't even let the dust settle on the win and the good vibes of the event. You want to just jump right into mess. I was like, she ain't even let them sit in the positivity for a breath.
She said,
But it's
everybody
such,
gone. Now we can get to the real nitty gritty.
but she let them all go eat, so they wasn't going. But I was just like, but I think they was all kind of piling on Shamea at the time. And so Shamea in the confessional was she is crying. She was like, it just feels like I don't even want to be part of this group anymore. And I was like, oh, that sucks that she's crying because she feels like everyone's ganging up on her because they are. Um, and I do feel like it's a lot of jumping on the bandwagon that's happening. Like one person says, and then this person has to chime in, and this person, it not had nothing to do with y'all. So like, why is there four people coming for this one situation? Like, leave me alone. I think she might bow out for next season and not return. I said, especially with all the baby stuff going on and Gerald and her mom. I was like, she might not feel like it's worth it. Um, I said she might just go back to being a friend of the show. If there's anything like Cynthia, she'll still be on the show mostly. So that's what I think. But what did you feel like with Shamea and that last little statement in the confessional at the end of the episode?
I mean, I feel like a lot of them are jumping on Shamea for no reason. Not for no reason, but I just feel like why y'all all trying to dog pile on her? Like I
Yeah.
understand everybody have their season where somebody's the villain, but Shamea didn't do anything. I mean, Shamea ain't perfect by any means, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like Shamea did anything that warranted everybody dogpiling
Saying
on her.
something. Yeah.
Like,
I
and
agree.
then with K Michelle, she was like, because Pinky was like, well, is there?
You and
I
K
sense the
Michelle good?
energy, like, and K Michelle was they looked at each other, and she was like, nah, I'm good, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they do got an issue. But K Michelle was like, I'm not about to jump on her while all y'all done jumped on her, and now it's a bigger like I'm not doing that, and I didn't like
Yeah.
that, so I
Yeah.
understood.
I appreciated that she was like, this ain't the time or the place. No, we good. Because it's not that they're not good. It's that like, I mean, I feel some type of way, but yeah, now is not the time or the place because it's not any beef. It's a like, I need to make sure we're on the same page because you have
Right.
me feeling some type of way. And I want to make sure, you don't still feel like that. But yeah, I just thought it was, yeah, I don't like it. I was like, I just don't like that, she was crying. So what did you end up giving this episode? What did you rate it?
Episode
Just for our
it was
little,
okay. I would give it a 7. It was 7.5. It was okay.
I gave it a 5. Mm-mm. I just, I said, when is the last episode? Because when it finished, I said, it ain't done. It's another episode to go. So this is the first time I felt filler episode. I mean, you gave me a little something with the basketball game. It was cute, but it wasn't enough substance for this episode for me. So I was underwhelmed. I think we do get into more Portia and Shamea stuff for the last episode of the season. So that should be a better show. So I'm hoping because this season has been not it. Um, I mean, it hasn't been horrible, but it hasn't been great either. Like, there's been plenty of other seasons where more things have been going on, but it's in the bottom tier right now for me.
I
This
think
season.
I think with reality TV and because we were talking about with earlier with TV like reality TV just ain't giving, and I feel
Hmm.
like what's happening is they're producing themselves. Not everybody's
Well, they need to let
not.
the producers produce them and stop.
And yeah, they're trying to produce themselves, and they're not bringing their genuine selves because they're like, well, let me try to, control the narrative, which, like, I get, but if you can't control the people's perception of you, you just have to show up as yourself. And I feel like
Yeah.
they're trying to get in control of that because they read the comments and they be seeing all the stuff that be going on, and they probably look at reviews like what we like me and you doing right now. They watch them. They try to act like
Yeah,
they
true.
don't, but their team, if they don't, their team do. So I think they're
True.
trying to police and figure out how can I make myself look in the best light, and it's not giving us the TV that we're used to. Because back in the day, they didn't have all of this social media and stuff was still kind of new. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like oh yeah, let me read the comments, let me see what's going on, because it wasn't that available. So TV was
Yeah.
better. Now it's like they can control it and they can see it, so they trying so it doesn't make the reality TV shows as good. So that's why I feel like there were better seasons back
Hmm.
then versus now. Get some like take the social media away. and maybe we'll get better reality TV.
Maybe they need to do that when they record and they can be on social media or something. It's something needs to give. I mean, I feel like the two newest housewives are giving the best reality because I guess they haven't learned yet. Well, Kay has learned and is giving a. So I feel like Kay, Michelle, and Pinky's storylines are the better of the whole show and really honestly kind of carrying. I mean, Portia's giving good reactions. Um, Shamea is in the middle. She's still obviously a newer housewife, so she is giving an authentic storyline too. But Drew, Cynthia, Angela, mm-mm. Phaedra Benna, and again, I like the looks, but Phaedra has no storyline, so she just don't
Phaedra ain't
never be
never had
talking
no
about
storyline
nothing.
since Apollo. Phaedra ain't have a storyline since Apollo.
Yeah. So I'm just, yeah, like I said, I literally, when it ended, I said, oh my God, it's another episode. I have never felt like that before. Like, it's another episode. We're not done yet. Like, why is this season not finished? Why is it an extra episode? Why didn't y'all think? Because it's enough, it's been enough filler episodes. Y'all could have put all this other stuff in some other episodes and we could have been on the last episode now. Why? But anywho. So we're here. And so hopefully it'll end better than it's been. So if there's nothing else to discuss, is there anything else to discuss?
Uh-uh.
All right. Like, share, follow, and tell us your rating of this episode and your rating of our episode. We would like that to be from 1 to 5. Let us know how we did. And without further ado, we see you next week for the finale. So peace out.
Bye.